Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everybody together, please. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Jaya Jaya Radhe, Jaya Jaya Shyam, Jaya Jaya Shri Vrindavan Dham, Jaya 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 Shri Vrindavan Dham, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Vrindavan Dham, Krishna Balaram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. श्री जगन्नाथ बले सुभद्रा महारानी की, श्री गौर निताय की, श्री राधा मदन मोहन की, कलियुग पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की, श्रीला प्रभुपाद की, जगन्नाथ रथ यात्रा महामहोत्सव की। हरे कृष्णा। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Pancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So should it be in English or Hindi? English. They are comfortable with English? You do your programs in English. This is your place only, correct? This is Krishe, is it? I am Krishe. So many of them, I believe, have been coming for your weekly programs also. Correct, no? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Can you all hear me? Yes. Those behind? Last one. Okay. They are being celebrated in ISKCON society all across the globe. And here in Hyderabad, for the first time, so many Radheshyamdas are organized by Leelanand Prabhu and his good wife, along with their community of devotees at Gachibowli. They have been distributing many sets of Srimad Bhagavatam during the November-December month. And they have been celebrating Janmashtamis also in many places in the past, I remember. But probably this is the first time so many Radheshyamdas are happening in this locality. It's a very joyful thing to see. What is the significance behind this type of, say, great celebration? So, Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra coming out in the streets. One most amazing thing is, you all know in every temple there is a Moolavar and Utsavar. You heard about that? Moolavar is the big deity and Utsavar is the small deity. So the Utsava deity will come out of the temple to go around in procession. Many temples you will see. You all have seen in Balaji also if you have been there for Brahmotsavam. The Utsava Murtis will come out. They are small. In fact, the Utsava Murti represents the Moolavar. Because Moolavar is a big deity, he doesn't move out. Nowhere you will hear that the installed deity in the temple comes out. It's not supposed to even move 1 millimeter also. The only deity who comes out of the altar, the Moolavar, the main deity, is Jagannath. Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra. They come out of, not only come out of the altar, they come out and they come and board the chariot. And they go around with their big broad eyes, seeing everybody on the way. And this kind of festival is not a new one. It is happening millions of years. In Jagannath Puri, it has been happening millions of years. Even today, if you go to Jagannath Puri, you will find 15-20 lakh people for this festival. Very huge crowds of people. Many big kings come and take part in this. Many devatas come and take part in this to welcome the Lord in the chariot. One man asked Prabhupada in America, Swamiji, why God requires such a big cart? Why can't you make a small one? Prabhupada said, you see, you are a small man, you have a small car. God is a great personality, he has a big cart. Simple logic, Prabhupada told him. You know, why are you envious of God having a big cart? God deserves to be offered much bigger than this. But we don't have the ability to build much bigger than the big carts that we can offer. In fact, there is one famous verse which says, Tate vamanam drishtva punarjanma navidyate. There is a verse which says this. So what is the meaning of this verse? Rathe vamanam drishtva means the Supreme Lord is very huge in size. But when he sees that my devotees have lovingly made one small chariot, Lord says, I don't mind shrinking my size and becoming a small deity so that I can fit into the Ratha made by my devotees. That's why it say, Rathe Vamanam Drishtva. Lord becomes like Vamana. You all know Vamana Deva, right? He can become small. He can also expand his size. Very big. You see, if Lord comes as the Purusha, you've heard in this one, Purusha Sukta prayers. Sahasra Sher Sa Purushaha Sahasrakshas Sahasrapat. Lord has thousands of heads, thousands of hands, thousands of legs. And he spreads all around, like what Arjuna saw in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. And Lord tells you, offer me bhoga. All the grocery in all your homes will become empty. Still, you won't be able to satisfy such a personality. Is it not true? And then if he says, offer me dresses, then all the textile mills will get empty. All over the world. Your clothes won't be enough. So Lord says, I'll become a small deity like this. I'll become Jagannath Baladev Subhadra, small deity, so that you can offer a small piece of cloth for me. And whatever best bhoga you can offer. Lord is accepting this type of worship. So, one most important point Srila Prabhupada taught when he went to the Western world. In the course of our modern day education, we have missed one very important point. The modern day education teaches you that you are the center of the universe. Everything revolves around you. The whole world is at your beck and call. You can actually achieve whatever you want in life. And all the money, all the resources in this world are actually meant for you. You are the enjoyer. This kind of outlook is given to children when they are growing in their school days. So considering themselves to be the center as they grow, it's a very dangerous type of paradigm. Like you see, there was one small kid in America. His parents pampered the small boy with everything he wanted. As a child, you want iPad? Take iPad. You want video games? Take video games. You want to have your own car? You can have your car. We will arrange a driver for you who will take you wherever you want. So they thought our child he's the only son. So very lavishly they provided whatever the child wanted. So he grew up as a boy. You want chocolate? You can eat chocolate. Whatever you want. So he thought that in this world, I get what I want. People say that, no? That's what he was thinking. So when he came to his teenage, went to the school, he saw a beautiful girl and he went and proposed to her and said, I want to marry you. She said, I'm not interested in you because I already have another boy I'm intending to marry. So he became very upset. Who is that boy? She said, that is that boy. So he took a gun and shot him. And he said, now that boy is gone, so you're left only with me. So now what do you say? He asked. She was like shell-shocked. She said, my Lord, you have killed him. You are a murderer. I can never think of marrying someone like you. Get lost, she said. So he said, if I cannot get you, nobody else should get you. And he shot her also. And then when police chased behind him, he shot himself also. And this is a rich kid, born in a very rich family. Because they have no clue of what life is all about. They simply think, I should get what I want in this world. You will see, in this world, even if you have all the money at your disposal, as you get older, beyond 50, 60, 70, 80, as the age goes, you see that the body becomes very weak. Our strength reduces, our memory reduces, our bodily abilities reduces. We can have money in our pocket, but we cannot enjoy the life the way we want. You can't eat the way you want. You can't sleep the way you want. You can't do the things what you did when you are a young boy or a young girl. You can't do that. It's an open fact. You can see for yourself in this world. Your body goes like this and it goes like this. When you go from 10, 20, 30, 40, and then beyond 50, when it goes down. For example, your eating increases. Beyond 40, 50, eating reduces. Your strength increases. Beyond 40, 50, the strength reduces. Your bodily beauty also, when you're a small baby and then you grow, when you become youthful, you become very strong, hale and healthy, you go to, you may go for treadmill, you may go for gym, you may put up a very healthy body. But as you get older, you will find the bodily beauty reduces. Clean faces become wrinkled faces. Jet black hair becomes white hair. Teeth are lost one by one. So you will see that in this world, it's a practical, the effect of time is observable by everybody. So any intelligent person should ask, my life is not always going the way I want. Seems that time is controlling my body. Time is controlling my body. Over a period of time, the wealth, the health, the body, everything is taken away. What is this world? Why am I put here? So any intelligent human being will ask these questions. Because we are not going to stay here forever in this situation. When Prabhupada went to America, he said, see, before you guys came here, this country was there before. Now you have come here, the country is there now. Now when you are gone, it will continue to be there. So you don't own this country. This land is permanently owned by one supreme person who is God. He is the owner. Just like one day somebody gave me this Tirupati laddu. You all know that famous Balaji laddu. 3-4 laddus, so I kept it on a plate. I thought I'll distribute to devotees. So I went to the bathroom to take a bath. When I came back, there were a lot of big black ants sitting all over that. Then we kept it outside the window in the hot sun. Within 5 minutes, all those ants were gone. So these ants became temporary owners of the laddu. Correct, no? So initially, they didn't own it. They came and occupied it. When they were kept in the hot sun, they ran away. This is the way the human beings in this world, they come, own some piece of land and leave it and go. So we therefore, our scriptures say, we are in this world, we are like watchman. Why watchman? A watchman stands at the door of the house and watches the house, that's all. He's a watching man, is watchman. Similarly, we come, we see our property, hold on to it for some time and we leave it and go one day. But there must be some permanent owner of this place, which is spoken in the Upanishads. Esha vasyamidam sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bhunjitha magradakasya siddhanam. This verse says that one is allowed to accept one's quota in this world, but one should know originally to whom all the world belongs to. The proprietor of everything. One day I was boarding a train. One fellow, as soon as the train came, slowly coming to the platform, many people were jumping in to get a seat in the train. So one fellow took his kerchief and put it through the window. He caught a window seat. And then when he climbed and went inside, somebody else was sitting in that window seat. So he asked, hey, my kerchief is here. How did you sit here? And that fellow said, I kicked away the kerchief on the ground. Take it. He said, but I got the place. That fellow said. He said, no, that's not the way you catch a place. For catching place, you have to come through the door. Not through the window, you throw a kerchief. Either he shouted. So he said, where is that policy in railways that you cannot catch a seat through the window? He was asking. And both the guys were standing and yelling at one another. They were catching each other's collar. They were slapping. All the people were fearful. And that place remained empty. None of them occupied it because nobody else was also able to sit there. They thought if we sit, we will get a slap. I was watching what is going to happen. I was watching. Then they were shouting, yelling for 3 stations. When the station came, both of them got down. And the seat remained also. So are they proprietors of the seat? No. They fought for the seat. But they are not the proprietors of the seat. Similarly, in Pune, there is one very big stone palace. The walls of the stone palace is this much thick. Probably this much thick. Almost 2 feet thick. Stone wall. In those days, kings have built it. So they made a huge palace. But inside that palace, I heard that many kings fought for that palace. And they killed one another. In those days, many kings. Somebody occupied, later on somebody else drove him out and he occupied, later on he was driven out. Now nobody is occupying the palace, the empty palace standing as a monument. The only residents of the palace are the bats which are flying there. They are the owners now. Nobody else is there now. So this is a world where we come, we hold on to this property for a while and we go. You will see birds also, they make a nest. We also make a house. Birds also eat and sleep. We also stay in the house, we eat and sleep. Birds reproduce babies. We also reproduce children through sex life to marriage, isn't it? And one day the birds eventually die, then we also die. So everybody in this world is occupying a small place and considering it to be their own. For example, a rat goes into somebody's house, makes a hole, and then he stays inside saying that this is my house. Is it his house? He already has gone into somebody else's house and making a hole, saying it is my house. Similarly, we come and mark one patch of land and say, this is my patch of land is mine. One man was in Belgaum. One devotee was giving a lecture like this. So he said, what do you say? This bungalow which I have built is in my name. Here are the papers. Don't you know it's mine? How do you say it is not mine? So he challenged one devotee who was speaking. The devotee said, no, you may say it is yours. Ultimately, it belongs to God, the devotee was telling. But man didn't agree. You may say it belongs to God, but now papers are in my name, he was telling. The moment he said that, next week, government of Maharashtra announced that we are going to make there is one ring road coming, which is passing through your house. So we kindly request you to vacate the house. We'll give you another piece of land elsewhere in some distant place. So that house was demolished and then they made a ring road there. So the point is, a rat may own a small hole, a man may own a house. Brahma also thinks this is my Brahmanda, my universe. But we all come in this world for a while and we push off from that scene after 30, 40, 50, 60, maximum 100 years. Do people live more than 100 years? If somebody crosses 100, their photo will come in newspaper. Somebody has crossed 100, is 101 or whatever. And next week he will also pass away. Because he can't live very long beyond that. So now what do we infer from this? What knowledge we infer? The scriptures say that when you are born in this world, one should ask a question. If I am not a permanent resident of this world, who am I? Why am I living? Then who is the owner of this place? Why is this world created? Is this world existing without any rhyme or reason? Or the world has some definite purpose? If you have the intelligence to ask this question, then you are considered a human being. And such a human being can get answers from the scriptures. Scriptures give a very beautiful, simple explanation. They say, in this world, everybody thinks they are the pivot. That's the biggest mistake people do in this world. We are not the pivot. God is the pivot. We are only servant. You will see in this world, when are we not servants? Ask yourself. For example, when you are a small kid, you are under the control of mother, correct or not? Mom says, eat this, sit here, don't go out. We are a servant of mom. When you go to school, you are servant of the teacher. When you go to college, you are under the control of the principal and the school laws, college laws. When you are in the company, you are in the company. We are always under somebody. If I am an Indian citizen, I have to follow the Indian state laws. Isn't it? Indian laws. If somebody is in the jail, they have to follow the jail laws. Is it not true? We are always under the control of somebody above us. That is not to say that you are not having any control. You have some control surely. Like look at this mic now. If I tie a cow like this with this radius, that much radius the cow has freedom. Correct, no? This much. In case I increase the rope, probably 2 meters distance the cow can graze. That means cow has freedom or no freedom? Limited freedom. Cow has limited freedom. Here comes a very important point. One farmer brought a cow and tied it with a rope with 2 meters distance. Now the farmer was observing the cow's behavior. Is the cow a mild-natured cow or a ferocious-natured cow? So he saw that the cow is sitting very peacefully. Even children go and touch the cow. Cow is very mild. Some cows are like that. You've seen that? Even if the children go and do like this, they will just sit quietly. So the farmer felt he's a good cow. She's a good cow. So then he allowed the cow to roam within the compound, graze all around the house. Then later on, he allowed the cow even to go to the fields all day, go in the morning and come in the evening. So he increased the freedom. On the other hand, imagine if the cow, he ties the cow with a 2-meter rope. If anybody goes near the cow, some cows are very ferocious. Like this. You seen that? As soon as you go near with the 2 big horns, they come to hurt you. So now what do you think he will do? Will he increase the radius of the rope or reduce? Huh? Huh? He will reduce. Why he reduces? So that she cannot harm anybody. Correct, no? Otherwise she will harm. So this is the way the fate and free will works. That means in this world, your freedom is increased by God when we align with His laws. And the more we break His laws, the freedom is reduced. Just like a thief is stealing somebody's property, he is handcuffed. And if somebody doesn't steal, like all of your gentlemen and ladies, you will never be handcuffed because you are following the country laws. But somebody breaks the country laws by looting and stealing, then they are handcuffed. So why they are handcuffed? So that they cannot harm others. Correct, no? In order to avoid harming. So Prabhupada said in the same manner, the soul, all of us are soul, Atma, seated in this bodily machine. Right now, we have got a human body which has got quite a bit of freedom compared to the animals and birds and everything. You can see, one day I was in the Pune station, I saw this rat, the railway line, eating some dirty things. So you feel pity for these creatures, dirty place, it is eating some dirty things. Similarly, pig in the ditch. So the animals and birds, they live in very nasty conditions. As a human being, you can keep your body clean, you can keep your mind clean, you can have education, you can actually inquire about God, meaning of life, goal of life, all these things. Animals, birds, they cannot do that. But right now, we have that body with the facility to make higher inquiries and attain perfection in life. But in other lower bodies, we cannot do that. Prabhupada was telling, if somebody misuses the human body, then this freedom what you have now will be reduced. Correct, no? Like he told American boys and girls, now you have handsome bodies, you have a lot of money in your pocket, don't think this will last forever. He told them that down the line after 20, 30 years, you are not going to be a permanently American. Tomorrow, what will be your body? That depends on how you live out your life now. Because just like in a company also, the previous month you worked, you get salary this month. This month you worked, salary will come next month. Similarly, how we act with our time, with our money, with our energy in this life, if you don't know the manual of God, which is Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, then how will we know how to act properly? Correct, no? It is in your hands only, he said. So, the freedom is increased, enhanced with the alignment with the Supreme. So one of the very first steps in understanding of all these things is acceptance of God, alignment with God, acting for the pleasure of God, and acting on behalf of God. So these are things taught in the Vedic literature. First thing, try to see the hand of God in our life, in everyone's life. Try to see that. So very simple thing. How do you see the hand of God? I will say a few words. You will see in this world there is a mutual dependence between living beings. Like for example, the plants give you oxygen, plants and trees, and you give them carbon dioxide. There is a mutual dependence on each other. You can see that. Whenever there is a mutual dependence created, there is someone above who has created that mutual dependence. Like for example, if there is a hotel, the waiters give you food and you give them money. That's a mutual dependence. You go to your school, the teacher gives education, the children pay money to the school. They are mutually supporting each other. What do you call it in English? Symbiotic. Symbiotic relationship means mutual dependence. But in the school, you will find there is a owner of the school who has set up that system. Similarly, in a hotel, somebody has set up that system. Similarly, in this world also, there is one supreme God who has set up that mutual dependence on each other. Like you can see the small children, they are totally dependent on parents for everything. When you are newly born, we want breast milk, we are very, very tender. We can't do anything on our own. Totally dependent on parents. But then when the children grow up to youth, then the parents become very old. Then they become like children and children take care of them. Correct or not? Like initially children are taken care by parents, later parents are taken care by children. That's a mutual dependence. You will see that. So all this mutual dependence is created by one Supreme Lord, who is the creator of this dependence, on whom we all are absolutely dependent. Another interesting observation I'll tell you, think about it. You will see plural subordinates always serve singular Supreme. And singular Supreme nourishes plural subordinates. For example, in my body, my leg walks to a hotel, my hand picks up food, eyes look at the food, nose smells it, teeth crushes it, tongue tastes it. And then all the different parts of the body are serving only one part of the body, which is the belly. They give food to the belly. Then belly, what does it do? He nourishes all the parts in return. My hands get strength, legs get strength and everything. So the belly receives and then gives back. Is it correct or not? Similarly, the sun absorbs the water, which is salt water, and gives back sweet waters in the form of rain. You will see that. Similarly, in a school, the principal demands attendance of the children and fees from the children, and then he nourishes them with good education and everything. In a country, everybody pays tax to the prime minister of the country, and then in turn, the prime minister arranges for food, clothing, shelter, sanitation, temple, everything, all the facilities. So the plural subordinates serve singular supreme serves, nourishes the plural subordinates. How many of you are clear about this? Is it clear? This point is clear? Yeah. So similarly, please all of you repeat this famous verse from the Upanishads. Nityo nityanam chetanas chetananam yeko bahunam yo vidadhati kaman. He says, God is eternal, we are eternal. God is conscious, we are all conscious. God is one, we are many, he says. So we are many, we are plural, and he is singular. So in plural subordinates serve the singular supreme. Then the singular supreme nourishes plural subordinates. So is that singular supreme God male or female? This has been an argument amongst many people in the field of spirituality. Some people say the supreme God must be a female. Why? The females have a tender nature. They are very soft and they have a nourishing nature. They are the one who give the breast milk to the children as soon as a child is born. And you ask any small kid, even students, college students, they ask, whom are you more attracted to, your mother or father? Everybody says mother. Because mother is supposed to be more softer than the father, generally. Like it is said in that famous verse, Vatsalyadi gunojvalam bhagavati mande jagan mataram. Lakshmi, our goddess of fortune, she is actually the mother of the whole universe. And by her softness, she has even made the heart of Lord Narayana softer. Because she resides in the chest of Narayana as a Srivatsa Chinha. She resides. So she has a nourishing nature, protective nature, caring nature, loving nature, soft nature, forgiving nature. Therefore, the ultimate God must be female. Some people say that. On the other hand, the others who say God ultimately must be a male. Why? Because the male represents the strength of Shaktiman. And without the male giving seed to the female cannot produce anything. Like a man gives a seed of semen, and then the lady is able to produce a child. Similarly, in the earth also, so many plants, crops, flowers, fruits are coming. But for all that, you need seed. Like you put one mango seed, then you can have a tree with 1,000 mangoes you can have. It's because a man gives a seed. God ultimately should be the supreme male who is potent, who is powerful, who has created such a huge material universe. He created the sun, created the moon, created the skies. It has to be a male, they say that. But the scriptures say God has both the forms. He is Bhagavan and Bhagavati. He is Swami and Swamini. He is Shaktiman and Shakti. So both these aspects are there and combined they are called as Ardhanarishwar, correct, no? Like you see Shiva and Parvati, you see. Similarly, Radha and Krishna, you see Lakshmi, Narayan, you see Sita and Ram. So they are the power and the powerful. So powerful is Krishna and the power is Radharani. So Shakti and Shaktiman are worshipped together. You will see that in the Lakshmi Narayan, Sita Ram, Radha Krishna deities, you see that's the way they are worshipped. So the Vedic literature explain that the spiritual plane is like a great spiritual family where the Shaktiman and Shakti are the mother and father. And all of us are like small children. Just like small children in a house. Think about a house. A man is sitting all alone. There is no other member of the house except him. Will it be an interesting house or a boring house? A boring house. So Lord eternally decided that I will not be alone. I will expand myself as Shakti. So Krishna expands as Radharani and expands as all the small tiny children. Think of another house where there is a Jamindar and his wife and they have 2 dozen children, small and big, all wearing colorful dresses, singing, joking, laughing, and they're running here and there, eating together. It's a very happy house. Is it not true? So the spiritual world is a place where Lord has 2 aspects. There is an aspect of variety aspect and there is a no variety aspect. No variety aspect is Nirvikar Brahma, we call it. Or that which is Brahman, we call it. 0, 0. But when you go to the positive axis beyond 0, 0, the positive axis, that's where the spiritual Vaikuntha exists. Where the Shakti, Shaktiman, Lakshmi Narayan, Sita Ram, Radha Krishna, they exist along with the millions of devotees. That's a very beautiful world filled with living beings, all pure-hearted living beings, and all of them keep Lord in the center of their lives. For them, loving the Lord, serving the Lord, is their most favorite activity. Just like Hanuman. Hanuman is very fond of, serving Sita Ram. One moment he doesn't want to rest. In fact, I heard a pastime when Hanuman returned, when Sita Ram returned from Lanka and Pattabhishek happened, isn't it? On that day, Sita told Lakshman that this Hanuman has taken away all our service. Today we are not going to put him in the seva list. Let there be a service list made only with all of us, like Lakshman and Bharat and Shatrughna and Sita and everybody. Hanuman's name was left. So Hanuman saw that and felt very sorry. He said, my dear Lord, without service, how will I survive? So Lord Ram asked Lakshman, what about the seva for Hanuman? And Lakshman said, he can be given retirement now. We can give some pension, he can relax at home. You've done a lot of service now. So Hanuman literally cried. He begged for service. Then Ram said, Hanuman, don't worry. You can accept any service of your choice. You suggest me. And then Hanuman deeply thought and said, okay, my dear Lord, whenever you will yawn, I will do twitching like this. And Lord laughed and said, really, is that a service? What type of service is that? Okay, so be it. So Lord went to the palace and sat. When Ram was sitting seriously watching all the ministers, occasionally he would look at poor Hanuman sitting with no service. For his sake, Lord would yawn, like that he would do. And then Hanuman would do like this. So that night when Ram was going to sleep, Hanuman went to the bedroom. And then Sita entered. And then Sita saw Hanuman there and said, hey Hanuman, what is your business here? You are coming here. Hanuman said, oh mother, don't you know? When people sleep at night, they get a lot of yawning. My service is most needed here. So in this way, Sita called Lakshman and said, give this fellow some other service. Afterwards. So Hanuman again got service again. Why did I tell you this? In this world, we fear to become a servant. Why? Because this is a world of exploitation. But spiritual world is a place of loving service. Material world is a place of terrible exploitation. For example, here an employer thinks, I will get this much job done and I'll pay him a puny salary. And the employee thinks, I will do little service and earn a fat salary. And if my boss is away, 1 week I can enjoy when he's not around. So why this world is like that? Because people tend to exploit one another. That's the way this world is. Like you can see that there is a fear principle very predominant in this world. Because everybody wants to be the center. Imagine, for example, you take a compass and you draw multiple circles with varying centers. They all are going to clash. Spiritual world is a place where the center is common. And you can draw circles with varying radius. Concentric circles. There is no clash when Lord is the center. In Vrindavan, Krishna is the center. In Ayodhya, Ram is the center. So when one accepts this reality in the spiritual world, one happily can live. There is Shakti and Shaktiman, Lord and Bhagavan and Bhagavati. You render service to them. put up festivals for them, sing their names, sing, dance, take prasad, and render service to them. It's a very joyful world. Like you heard just now, like this early morning in South India, in every household you can hear this Vishnu Sahasranama. Or you can hear this Kausalya Suprabhatam. Suprabhatam you can hear. I remember in Tirupati, once we were staying for a week, early morning when you get up the hill, this is, you hear the Suprabhatam. As soon as you get up in the morning. Similarly, I am from Tamil Nadu. Every morning we will hear Vishnu Sahasranam when you walk in the Agraharam street. In every house, they will play it or they will be reciting it like that. So when one gets up in the morning and glorifies the Lord and remembers how great is the Lord, what kind of creation He has done. You see, in America, Prabhupada saw there's a big crowd in one place. He asked, why such a big crowd? They said, one man is able to do mimicking of a dog. Like a dog is... Prabhupada said, God has made 1 million dogs. What is so great about one fellow mimicking like a dog? So people are not amazed by God making 1 million dogs. But God has made not only 1 million dogs, He has made millions of every species. Is it not true? 8.4 million species. And He has made a sun for which you are not supplying the fuel. It is giving perennial supply of heat and light. You can see that. You can see the moon, the stars, the millions of planets He has made. So any sane human being can be put to wonderment by His creation. The kinds of varieties of flowers, varieties of fruits, varieties of eatables and everything. So in the spiritual world is a place where the living beings are non-envious and they keep Lord in the center and they become servant. Just like all of you, you feel affection for your parents. Why? Because they have sacrificed their life and they have selflessly taken care of you and grown you to what you are today. You feel. Similarly, God is a person who is selflessly caring for His parts and parcels. Jivas like all of us. So they very happily worship Him there. But when we come to this world, we forget the Lord and we put ourselves in the center. And that is the cause of all the suffering. So the scriptures say that if you really want to be happy in life, you begin with this one point, that understand who you are and what the Lord is and how by serving Him you can become happy. This is the first step in understanding of the Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita, in the second chapter, Krishna explains you are not the body, you are the soul. And as you proceed, you will see in the 10th chapter, Arjuna is telling Krishna, my dear Lord Krishna, Krishna himself explains how He is the cause of all causes, is the essence of everything, is best of everything. Chapter by chapter. Hare Krishna. Is it loud? Is it clear? Yeah. So, I'll request all of you to repeat after me a beautiful verse by Arjuna. Param Brahma Param Dhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan Purusham Shashwatam Divyam Adidevam Ajam Vibham Ahustvam Rishayah Sarve Devarishir Naradas Asito Devalo Vyaso Swayam Chaiva Bravishime Sarvametat Ritam Manye Yanmam Vadasi Keshava Nahite Bhagavan Vyaktim Vidur Devana Danavaha. See, Arjuna is telling Krishna, you are the Parabrahma, you are the Supreme Abode, you are the Supremely Pure, and you are the Bhagavan, and I surrender to you. Not only I am saying this, Krishna, even the Asita, Devala, Vyasa, all the rishis, great rishis are telling this of you. Now, some people may wonder, what is the use of accepting God as the greatest person? What do I gain from it? You may ask a question. People ask the question, especially people always ask, what is in it for me? Correct, no? What is the advantage? I'll tell you. Small children, you will see, they are never in anxiety. You will see that small children are always happy. They're excited about life. Hey, look at this flower. Hey, look at that butterfly. Hey, look at this mountain. They're always excited. Why they are so happy? Because they have given all their anxiety to parents. You've seen that? Is it true or not? Because they are very confident that parents can take all my trouble. They're capable. They have money. I saw one small boy in the shopping mall. He's just telling his father, Papa, pick up this one. Pick up that one. And he's picking up and putting in the trolley. When they go to the gate, who pays the bill? He doesn't have to worry about it. Father pays the bill. So he has no anxiety. Similarly, any person, any human being has come to the point of understanding God is the maintainer, He's the controller, He's the proprietor of everything. He exactly becomes like a child. One has developed a firm faith that I am an insignificant jiva and God is infinitely powerful. And He is a supreme controller. So you can give all your stress to Him. Why modern people are so much stressed? Because they think they are the center. And they take too much anxiety. Actually, we have control, but our control is very little control. We don't have much control. But God has all the control. Great control. So by putting Him in the center of our lives, like Arjuna did. Initially, you all know, Arjuna was weeping in the beginning of the battle, correct or not? Krishna was standing 2 feet away from him. Still he was crying because he was disconnected from Krishna. After hearing the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna woke up and kept Krishna in the center of his life. He told Krishna, take the ropes of my chariot. You take me wherever you want. Tell me what I should do. I will simply obey your instruction. He became very happy after that. By making Krishna the center of his life. By keeping God in the center of our life as the ultimate proprietor, ultimate maintainer, controller, enjoyer. And we, by becoming His obedient servant, we will be the most happy. Now, when I said this in one big gathering, assembly, some parents were arguing with me that, you are too much asking us to become obedient to God. One family was arguing. Then I asked an open question to all the people in the assembly. How many of you parents want your children to be obedient to you? I asked. How many you think raised a hand? Everybody raised, both the hands they raised. Then I said, if you want your child to be obedient to you, what's wrong in God expecting you to be obedient to Him? He's a supreme parent. Is it not true? Isn't it? And why you want your child to be obedient to you? Because you are well-wisher of the child. Child doesn't know what is good for him, what is bad for him. You know what is good for the child. Like I used to go to school when I was a second standard boy. Just outside the school, they used to be selling one pink color mitai. And it will be in an open place. Some fellow will be selling just 20 paise in those days. All me and my friends used to go there. Sometimes used to purchase and eat that. So one day I got fever. And my mom came to know that I'm purchasing and eating that because it's surrounded by flies. So she warned me and said, you should never buy that. It's very infecting. Anyway, mom is not around. Can I buy it? Immediately I could picturize my mom telling, hey, don't eat this. She said. So I had the fear. Of course, I never purchased that after that. Why am I telling you? If we have a strong sense of belonging to mother, then you can walk the right path. Correct, no? Mother and father. In the same manner, if human beings have a strong sense of belonging to God as the center of their life, God says in Bhagavad Gita like this, Bhagavan says this, that don't do this, then I won't do it. Bhagavan says do this, then I will do it. Then you will see that your life will become very simple, very lucid and very easy to manage. Your life, it will become very easy. Nowadays, people are breaking the God's laws, not caring for what is right, what is wrong. They think I can do whatever I want, I can go scot-free. No, nobody can go scot-free. There are many sakshis which are watching us from the top. There are 12 sakshis watching. The sun, the moon, the sky, the wind, like that there are 12 sakshis are there. Including one of the 12 sakshis is Lord also. Not that you can do any kind of nonsense and you go scot-free without any punishment. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. The good that you do and the bad that you do. So, the more we are aligned with God's laws, the more we can see Him watching over us lovingly. The more we see that He is a central enjoyer and we are meant to serve Him, love Him and serve Him. See, by serving Him, you stand to gain. You may wonder how, if I am serving God, how do I gain? You may ask a question. I'll tell you a little example for you. This is told by Prahlad. Prahlad says, in a mirror, if you put a bindi, inside the mirror also the reflection gets bindi. If you put a earring, that also gets earring. If you put a nose ring, that also gets nose ring. Similarly, we are all tiny reflections of God. When you please Him, you will actually be happy, He says, by making an effort to please Him. Say, for example, in Hyderabad, any one of you have a bata shop. The Prime Minister of India comes to Hyderabad for a visit. Say, while walking on the road, his chappal breaks. So he's looking for a shop. Somebody shows your shop. Here's the bata shop. You can go there. So imagine PM comes into your shop. How many of you will be happy to receive the PM? Yes? Correct, no? So if he comes to your shop, will you give him a shoe which is cheap shoe or a costly one? How many of you will give a costly one? Or how many of you will give the costliest one? Yeah, correct, no? Say, let us say the costliest one is like 30,000 rupees something. 29,999, something like that. Are you going to bill him? How many of you will not bill him? You will not bill him. Sure? Because you don't have a shop, right? Even if you have the shop, and see, there is one reason why you will not bill him. Because then it becomes a gift from your side. Correct, no? You are giving it as a gift. And he also is accepting. But you will definitely tell somebody, hey, I am giving the shoe to the PM. Click a photo. Correct, no? And then you will put it outside your shop with a big board. This is a shop which is visited by PM. And sure enough, you will see big crowd will throng your shop. Like in Pune temple, for the opening, we invited President of India. Pranab Mukherjee came to Pune. So after President Pranab Mukherjee came, we saw the President came and went. Now in our temple, 10 lakh people come every year. Pune temple. Many of them ask at the entrance, this is the same temple President came? And people ask, you say, yes, okay, we want to see. What is there here that President came here? So if PM has come to your shop will become a very popular shop. So who gained? The Prime Minister gained or you gained? You gained. You see, imagine you got 100 customers before. Now after PM comes, you will get 1,000 customers now. In the same manner, just by serving one Prime Minister of a country, you get so much benefit. When President of India came to Pune temple, we were wondering, how are we going to make the road? We need about 20 to 30 lakhs we need to make the road. But when we invited President, the road was freely made for us. Because PM will not come without a road. So 30 lakhs came in donation for us. They only made it for us. Similarly, so ultimately we gain by welcoming such a big person. So by welcoming God into your heart or into your life, you stand to gain. He doesn't gain anything. Even if you give him some bhoga, say chapan bhog we give to Jagannath. All that bhoga we prepare is given by him only, correct, no? Just like in Ganga, you take the water and offer it back to Ganga. Similarly, we take from God and then we cook all the items and give it back to him. Because we can't create anything. He is the creator of everything. So this is the point that the scriptures tell us. If you really want to become happy in life, these are some small steps. Today, you all pull the rath of Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra. Jagannath is Krishna, Baladev is his brother. In the middle, Subhadra is his sister. So Krishna Balram, they appear in Vrindavan like small, beautiful blue and white baby in the Vrindavan Dham and give great pleasure to the heart of Mother Yashoda and Rohini, performing pastimes. When they were small children, they look like children, but do you think they are small children? When Krishna opened his mouth, what did he show to Mother Yashoda? Whole universe, isn't it? Although he was a small kid only. When he was just a 5-year-old boy, he danced on the hoods of Kaliya. When he was a 7-year-old boy, he lifted that picture you see there? Lifted the Govardhan hill. So one can understand that he looks like a small boy, but he's not a boy, he's God. But why has he taken this form of a small boy to give pleasure to Yashoda and all the covered community people? In this way, when Lord comes in Vrindavan, he performs many pastimes, and then he goes to Dwaraka. And when he's in Dwaraka, he is very much eagerly remembering Vrindavan. He wants to come to Vrindavan, which is his home. Dwaraka is like a parliament house. So for anybody, which is the more dear place? Office is dear or home is dear? Home. So Lord is thinking of the home. Therefore, he is in Like you see, his eyes are big eyes because he wants to go home, but he cannot go. There is a lot of work in the office in Dwaraka. So he's in great anxiety. So it's ecstatic Krishna, remembering the home Vrindavan. So when you celebrate this festival, it has many, many deep meanings. One of it is putting the Lord in the chariot and drawing him back is actually bringing him from Dwaraka to Vrindavan, bringing him home, which is what is going to make him very happy. He likes to come home. And home is a place where, you are more cool compared to office. Office, there are headaches, a lot of hard work to be done. At home, you are with your relatives and friends and children, wife, family. You have a very happy time, isn't it? So Lord in Vrindavan doesn't have to do any work. Therefore, he's playing on a flute. Where when he goes to office, he needs the Shankha Chakra, everything. Because demons are there, he has to kill them. At home, like you see military officer going to office, he may carry a gun. But at home, he will not show gun to children or wife or anybody. Correct? No? He doesn't have to carry the gun there. So he's in a very happy mood at home. So you are bringing Lord to his happy mood to return back to home. That's one thing. Another thing, in you also see when Jagannath comes out in the street, why is he coming? Leelan Prabhu is a great preacher of Krishna consciousness. So he has been always thinking how in all the housing colonies in the Gachibowli locality, there can be programs going on. There can be festivals celebrated. So when devotees are very enthusiastic, then Lord also combines with the devotees and says, okay, take me to every housing colony in a chariot. I am ready to go. And invite the people who are otherwise stuck inside their homes and super busy. Children are playing video games and elder ones are watching TV. And there are other people maybe doing some exercises, and they have no clue of what life is all about. Who are we? Where are we from? How to become truly happy? Some people prolong their life beyond 70, 80, 90, but how long can you prolong? One day we have to quit this body. But before we quit this body, we should have this awareness. And Jagannath is a Lord of love. You see, his eyes are so big. Why? Because even if you do little service also, he will be able to capture that you did this little service. For me, I am grateful to you. I heard a Puranic pastime that once in the Radha Krishna's altar, there was a lamp which was about to get dozed off. At the time, there was a rat roaming around, very hungry. He saw the cotton and thought that it is a piece of butter. So he put his mouth in the cotton, and then the fire little bit touched his mustache. He jumped up, great fear, because when you touch the fire, it's painful, no? So he jumped up. Then the cotton came out and started glowing brilliantly. When Radharani and Krishna saw that, Krishna said, oh, this rat has served me by lighting up the lamp. Come on, chalo, Bhuloka to Goloka. He took the rat immediately. You can just see that little service. Little service they rendered. For that he got the award of liberation and back to Godhead. So Jagannath has big eyes, which shows that he is very attentive to the little services done by devotees, knowingly, unknowingly, any kind of little service you do. When you do small mistakes in your service, then Lord becomes Ranganath. He closes his eyes. Anyway, my devotee is doing service. Even if some little mistakes are there, all right. But when you do service, Lord opens his eyes and sees. So that is the significance of Jagannath. He comes to see the service rendered by his devotees. He goes out in the street to bring new people into the fold of Krishna consciousness. And also, when he comes in the chariot, we get a chance to pull the chariot and cook for the Lord and perform kirtan and put up a festival, drama and everything. Lord gives us an opportunity in this way to take part in celebrating festival, which is actually a pleasure for the Lord and the devotees, both. When the Lord is, like Lakshmi Narayan, Sitaram, Radhakrishna, when they are together, we put up festivals. When they are separated, devotees have another type of service. Like Hanuman got service to search after Sita, correct, no? But when the Lord is in a happy mood, devotees are also in a happy mood, celebrating a festival. So our mind should be taken away from harmful recreations. Like I told you, nowadays people are watching Netflix movies. People are into their smartphones. the smartphone has become such an addiction now. Nowadays, they're talking about digital detox, correct, no? So how do you do digital detox? By these festivals like this. You can, at least during festival, you can keep your smartphone away and pull the chariot. You can pull the chariot and hear lectures, watch dramas, take part in kirtans. In America, many people follow a policy of not touching the smartphone for one day in a week. Just like we do Ekadashi. You do Ekadashi from the digital, any kind of gadgets. You keep all the gadgets. And one fellow was telling me in West, when I was traveling, he keeps laptop, smartphone, everything in one locker, and they lock it. All husband, wife, children, everybody's supposed to lock it. And they put the key on the loft. So don't touch it for the whole day. So they say that at least on that day, look at each other. Otherwise, always you're looking at the screen only. Correct, no? So these kind of festivals actually help you to take your mind from the clutter of this material world where we are always stooped in, and we get stuck in that and we suffer. But festivals like this give us actually a chance to keep the Lord in the center, which is our eternal nature. To love Him, to serve Him, to glorify Him, to remain under His protection, to feel a sense of belonging in relation to Him, and be like a child, be innocent-hearted and pure-hearted with no malicious intentions towards any creature. And that way your heart will be like a light cotton. It will not be burdensome like a stone. It will be like a light cotton. You can lead a happy life and spread that happiness to other creatures also. So the opposite paradigm is what is going on in the world, considering oneself the center. Therefore, I began the talk today with the proprietorship, because he's a supreme proprietor, supreme controller, supreme enjoyer. But his Swamitva is so good. He is the just Lord or the fair Lord. In this world, people are not fair. Alexander wanted to occupy all the property and said, everything is mine. He wanted to torture the other creatures. Whereas Lord is such a kind controller that he becomes controlled by Arjuna as a charioteer. He becomes controlled by Yashoda with the ropes. He becomes controlled by Nanda Baba by carrying Nanda Baba's sandals on his head. So that is the kind of master that we should be eternally serving. So Jagannath Rath Yatra is a festival, is a time when you express your seva bhav. The Shastras say that if you just touch the ropes of the chariot and just pull it a little bit, at the time of death, the Jagannath's form will appear in your mind in the same form with two big eyes, beautiful eyes. Although many, many life scenes will go in your mind at the time of death, but then because you have touched the rope and pulled it, that one still will remain as it is, Jagannath's eyes. So seeing the beautiful Jagannath's face, you will leave the body and you will attain spiritual world. Like that the Shastra has said that. So, you all have that opportunity, and the best thing I feel in this apartments is Leelanand Prabhu's house is also in the same apartment. It's the best thing. He has actually sent many of his more than 15-20 team members in his congregation program to various different housing colonies. And I heard that he himself takes program here, correct now? Same place you take? Garden. Yeah, they're taking the garden. Very good. So you all have a very good opportunity. Earlier he was in My Home Avatar. He did great auspicious work there also. And from there you changed from there to Green Grace? My Home? Krishe. Krishe, yeah. This is My Home Krishe. No, from there My Home Avatar, you came here only. Correct. I think Green Grace, somebody else is there, I think. Correct. Subara Prabhu is there. So in this way, this is the great blessing upon all the people in this locality. All the My Home families are all getting benefits. So I'm very happy to be here. Such a big number, large number of devotees here to see is so enlivening to see. Thank you for participating in this festival. My humble request to you, don't consider these festivals as an occasional enlivening engagement, but make an effort to try to join Leelanand Prabhu's weekly classes. He takes on Sunday evening? Sunday morning, 10 to 1? 7:30 to 10. Sunday morning he takes every Sunday morning. How many of you are already coming for this? Good, very good. How many of you think you can give a try to come? You would like to come? Oh, really great. Very good. Thank you. Many of them are restaurant. So he takes regularly and he will teach you very simple methods. See, he is a family man. He has wife and 2 children, 2 sons also. And he is also IT engineer. So along with this, how he manages his life, he will share with all of you. He will tell you how he is not only just managing a family, he is managing a bigger family of 300 devotees, which he and his good wife have been developing. And they will give you multiple things, not only spiritual knowledge. They will teach you the culture, they will teach you dealings. And you will even get a lot of help dealing within family, dealing in your corporate workplace scenario. Many things you will learn. We give a blend of body, mind, soul. The body, mind, spirit. That kind of combined training you will get here. My humble request to all of you, connect yourself and benefit yourself. Thank you. Hare Krishna.